No DQ Galaxy. We are live with a recap of Friday Night Smackdown for November the 11th, 2022. Shout out to everybody watching this, whether it's live or on demand. Shout out to the early birds. Virtue is an early bird for once. Tic Tat Tat, Darren G, Darren A, Sal Ali, the Robo Buck, D. Martin Fifth, Brandon. Thank you all for tuning in early. I acknowledge you all. Now, let's get into SmackDown. Survivor Series is coming up pretty soon, just over 2 weeks away. We had footage shown from Crown Jewel, and we kicked off hot and heavy SmackDown. Tag team titles, New Day challenging the Usos. If the Usos won this match, they would become the longest reigning WWE Tag Team Champions, period, breaking the New Day's record. New Day had one last attempt to try and prevent that from happening, and of course, winning the tag team titles in the process. Jey Uso was taped up again, but no broken bones, according to Michael Cole, no broken wrist or anything like that. So that's definitely a positive. New Day had the early momentum. Kofi Kingston hit the trust fall to both Usos. And then after the commercial break, Usos gained control. The crowd was chanting, "We want Sammy and Sammy Uso." However, Sammy was not there. According to Michael Cole, Sami Zayn was not there due to a personal issue, whatever that is. But he will be back next week. At least he is being advertised for a match. Hopefully everything is okay with Sami Zayn. For a while, the Usos had the upper hand in the match. You had the typical heel maneuver where Xavier Woods was on the apron trying to get tagged in. He got knocked off the apron, but eventually Kofi tagged in. New Day started building up some momentum, and they hit the SOS, but Jey Uso kicked out. Crowd was chanting, "This is awesome." Went back and forth for a bit. The Usos hit the double splashes to Xavier, but Xavier kicked out. And then New Day hit the midnight hour to Jey on the outside of the ring. They got back in the ring, hit the midnight hour to Jimmy, but Jey was there to break up the pinfall. Things broke down with all four in the ring, and then Kofi Kingston came off the top, but he was caught in midair with a 1D from the Usos, and that was all she wrote. New Day did not get the job done. The Usos, I guess they're not going to have a title match on Saturday or anything. I think they're like 2 days away, but it's pretty much a done deal. They are now the longest reigning WWE Tag Team Champions of all time, beating out the New Day. Demolition had the record before that, and Demolition even got acknowledged on commentary, which was nice. And then backstage, the Usos met with Roman Reigns, wanted to know what he thought about the situation, but Roman Reigns said that he has to handle some stuff, and he was going to handle it in the ring. We had our first match of this World Cup tournament. And by the way, Building Nexus sent in a $2 super chat. Thank you for that. Much appreciated. Who do you see beating the Usos and RIP Batman? I've answered this question before. I think it's going to be Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens. And we'll get to that more in a little bit with how things could move in that direction. Stay tuned. But thank you for the super chat. Moving on here, we had Shinsuke Nakamura versus Santos Escobar in the first round tournament match. Winner of this tournament gets to face Gunther for the IC title. And Legado del Fantasma was out there. And they very much played a role in this match. Nakamura was selling his leg for a bit, and he managed to build up some momentum, though. You had Legado del Fantasma getting on the apron. Nakamura went for the Kinshasa. Santos Escobar got pulled to the outside of the ring. Nakamura threw him back in and went up top. However, Escobar caught him up there and hit the Phantom Driver coming off the top, and Santos picked up the 1-2-3 victory. Good match here, and we had some solid wrestling for this first hour of SmackDown. Not too much talking. They were delivering the action. We had a Veterans Day video airing, which was very classy. Shout out to all the veterans out there. We had LA Knight backstage cutting a promo. He was upset about not being included in the World Cup tournament, and he was interrupted by Bray Wyatt, of all people. Bray Wyatt said that they could be friends because he understands the rage inside of LA Knight. And he wanted to know how far LA Knight is willing to go. LA Knight more or less blew off Bray Wyatt, told him off, told him to go stick the puppets in an area that would be pleasurable. And Bray Wyatt responded by headbutting him. So it looks like we are getting LA Knight versus Bray Wyatt as Wyatt's first actual feud since coming back. And tic-tat-tat, Bray Wyatt is apparently a babyface, and there was a report about this on NoDQ.com. So to everybody out there, make sure you stay tuned to NoDQ.com because you can get this information that, yes, as of right now, Bray Wyatt is being positioned as the top babyface of SmackDown, even above Drew McIntyre. And Oofman Entertainment, a wrestling show with wrestling on it. Well, yeah, wrestling is part of the deal, but there's also characters and storylines and attempts at comedy in the world of WWE. We had a women's six-pack challenge. Liv Morgan, I believe they changed up her music a little bit. It sounds different from what it was before. Liv Morgan versus Raquel versus Shotzi versus Sonya Deville versus Lacey Evans versus Xia Li. Only Liv Morgan, Shotzi, and Raquel got the full entrances. Tells you a lot about who's being pushed and who's not. Lacey Evans hit the women's right to Shotzi right off the bat, but the pin got broken up. And during the match, Sonya Deville kept trying to steal pin attempts. Liv Morgan was taking out everybody, and then Sonya attempted to steal a pin. Raquel hit a power bomb to Xia Li, but again, Sonya Deville tried to steal the pin. And then Raquel pulled out a table from under the ring and was going to try and put Sonya through the table, but Liv Morgan came in, and I'm not sure what they were trying to do. Raquel had Sonya on the steel steps and was going to like power bomb him through the table or something. Liv Morgan came in, and I think they were supposed to go through the table, but Liv ended up crashing into the side of the table, and everybody was just laid out there on the floor. Nobody went through the table. It was really awkward. And in the ring, Shotzi hit her finisher, the Never Wake Up, on Lacey Evans. Got the 1-2-3 victory. But yeah, something did not go according to plan on the outside of the ring. And Michael Wayne says Shotzi is a filler for Ronda. Yeah, pretty much. It is what it is. I don't think anybody in their right mind thinks that Shotzi is winning at Survivor Series against Ronda Rousey. But hey, payday for Shotzi. There you go. And they will do their damnedest to try and make her sympathetic, I guess. Backstage, Emma congratulated Shotzi and then asked, where was Madcap Moss? Now, in real life, Emma is dating Madcap Moss. So I guess they're going to put them together on TV too. Shotzi was teasing her, saying that she's crushing over Madcap. Emma left, and then Shayna Baszler showed up to confront Shotzi and said that the only thing Shotzi won is the beating of her lifetime at Survivor Series. Then Shotzi said she's going to prove she belongs and she will endure whatever Ronda dishes out at her. And then Shotzi found out that Ronda Rousey was standing right there. Shotzi looked Ronda right in the eye, but then from behind, Shayna Baszler choked out Shotzi, left her laying. And yeah, I'm liking the pairing. I'm glad that Ronda and Shayna Baszler are finally aligned, and you have Shotzi challenging the title. You know, it's something for her. She was not doing anything for the longest time, but yeah, let's be real here. There's like almost no chance, highly unlikely in all likelihood, that Shotzi wins the title. And by the way, nodq.com/merch, you can get a highly unlikely in all likelihood t-shirt. People have been asking about it for years. I finally got around to making one. Use the code EARLYBIRD to get 20% off. nodq.com/merch. Now, Walter sent in a $5 super chat. Thank you, Walter. Appreciate it. And we missed one from him on the greatest wrestling Q&A ever. Check that out if you missed it. It's on demand. youtube.com/AaronRift Walter says, say yes to no DQ, hit like, share, hashtag stick to my shtick. Does this tournament make the IC title feel important in your opinion? Cheap plug, check out the merch. Yeah, I would say so, although I am a little tired of the tournaments. I just want King of the Ring back as a one-night tournament, and apparently that is a realistic possibility under Triple H. I will very much be looking forward to that if it's true that King of the Ring is coming back as a premium live event and going back to the one-night tournament concept. But between WWE and AEW, I just feel like there have been too many tournaments this year. Just my opinion. We had Ricochet interviewed about the tournament, and he was interrupted by Imperium, and Gunther said he would be fine with Ricochet winning so he could beat the crap out of Ricochet again, just like he did several months ago. Honestly, I don't think Ricochet is winning. Highly unlikely in all likelihood that Ricochet wins this tournament. We had another World Cup tournament match. Jinder Mahal is back after being gone pretty much since Triple H took over. Jinder Mahal reminded us that he was WWE champion at one point. Yeah, remember that? Said no man can stop him. Well, a man was not going to stop him. A monster, however, was very much game. That monster, of course, was Braun Strowman. Almost a squash match here. I mean, Jinder got in a few bits of offense, but he was quickly hindered, and Strowman did the Strowman Express, power bombed him. Anybody else get Sid vibes out of Strowman these days? Like, he comes out there and he plays to the crowd, hits the power bomb. Not really known for his in-ring wrestling skills, but he's got the intensity and the size and the presence. People like that. I very much get Sid Vicious vibes with Braun Strowman in this day and age. And I guess it's back to catering for Jinder Mahal. He got his one TV appearance. Don't think we'll be seeing Shanky again, and we might not see Jinder Mahal for another 6 months. Not that I'm complaining or anything. Next up, we had BFAB versus Zelina Vega. Well, it was supposed to be them in a match. Will we ever see BFAB wrestle? That remains to be seen. It was interrupted. Before the match could even get going, we had the Viking Raiders officially back with Sarah Logan. She was in the vignettes, and she is officially back as well with her husband. And you had the beatdown. Hit Row was beaten up. Legado del Fantasma, and even BFAB got taken down by Sarah Logan. The Viking Raiders with Sarah Logan. I'm digging it. Good way to bring back Sarah Logan. Pair her up with her real-life husband. Makes sense to me. And they're a trio now. I like it. Good stuff here. Then we had our final segment of the evening. The Bloodline come into the ring for a promo. And Walter Cruz sent in a $2 super chat, says, how did Jinder Mahal survive budget cuts? He's a former WWE champion, although Strowman got cut. I think it's because of the India deal. They want to have at least a few guys representing India, so Jinder Mahal remains employed. But seriously, though, I really don't know why they keep him around if they're never going to use the guy or invest in him. Paul Heyman praised the Usos, said no team can compare to them. Roman Reigns then started to talk. He was going to say something about the Usos, but he was interrupted by the Brawling Brutes. Leatherface said, where's Veer? Veer is back in NXT. Brawling Brutes interrupted. They said they are sick of the Bloodline using the numbers game, and it's fight night, and they got some backup. And the backup was Sheamus. Sheamus back from his wedding and his honeymoon. However, he was having some mic problems. His mic wasn't Uzi. And Roman Reigns even poked fun at him. Said that Sheamus can't even get his mic to work. How is he going to handle the Bloodline? And Sheamus said they're just going to fight. And he gave up trying to talk into the mic. They got in the ring. Huge brawl erupted, but it was 3-on-4. But Drew McIntyre showed up to even the odds. Makes sense. Drew McIntyre and Sheamus, their long time on and off relationship. Drew McIntyre came in, and it was a brawl. Good guys got the upper hand, and this was not a confirmation of War Games, but I think we can all make the presumption that this is, in fact, the men's War Games match. Now, the question is, who's going to be the fifth guy on the good side? Sami Zayn will be back on SmackDown next week in a World Cup tournament match. Going back to earlier, people were talking about who the fifth person's going to be and what's going to happen with Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. To me, it's obvious it's Kevin Owens. I'm not sure why people are saying Nakamura, but Kevin Owens is the one that makes sense. with Sami Zayn on the Bloodline side, Kevin Owens comes in, and whose side is Sami Zayn going to be on? So yeah, I think it has to be Kevin Owens to have that storyline progress and possibly lead to some dissension between Sami Zayn and the rest of the Bloodline. Maybe Bloodline loses at Survivor Series and Sami Zayn gets blamed. Something happens between KO and Sami Zayn, causing the Bloodline to lose, and that slowly builds up Sami Zayn leaving the Bloodline, and WrestleMania, Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn up against the Usos. Apparently, they're filming tribute to the troops right now. I'm thinking we'll get spoilers up at some point for those of you that want that. All in all, it was a solid show. Good SmackDown. Lots of wrestling, as pointed out earlier. We did not get the official confirmation for Survivor Series, which is a little surprising. They do have 2 more SmackDowns before the premium live event, but not a lot of time to get these War Games matches set up. But yeah, I suspect the 5th person will in fact be Kevin Owens. All in all, I give the show a solid B. Good SmackDown. Best show of the week. It's a toss-up. Dynamite was solid. SmackDown was solid. Raw was okay. Man, I'm not even sure what happened on Raw. That's the thing. Like, Raw was what, 4 days ago? And I'm struggling to even think what was the main event of that show. What happened on Raw? I'm serious, guys. I am blanking out as to what happened on Raw. Like, I just can't remember 4 days ago. Maybe I'm just old. I'm almost 40. So, yeah, I tend to forget about things very quickly. Oh, the whole Austin Theory thing. Wow. I already forgot about it. Like, I could not think about Austin Theory. It just wasn't registering. Just goes to show how badly that Money in the Bank storyline was botched. I couldn't even remember, legitimately could not remember that whole cash-in happened on Raw. I'm dead serious. Think I'm just getting old, though. I mean, it could be that. My memory is not what it once was. Anyways, guys, thank you all for tuning in tonight. I hope you enjoyed the video, and hopefully I remember what happened on SmackDown this coming Monday. It would be nice. If I don't remember anything from SmackDown, then yeah, something might be wrong with me. Anyways, guys, have a great weekend. NoDQ.com/merch. Get the highly unlikely in all likelihood t-shirt. And remember to say yes to NoDQ.com. And I will see you all next time.